Hi guys, I'm Adam Wilborn from WhatCulture.
I'm Andy Murray from WhatCulture.
And don't forget you can download the news as a podcast if you're out and about on the go by searching for WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. But coming up today, Sasha Banks is pissed.
8 new draft picks were made over the weekend.
All is not well in the Hardy household.
A big change could be coming to tonight's Raw. That's a mouthful.
And you will not believe the superstar Vince McMahon is hot on right now. This is the news.
But to kick things off, do you know who else is pissed?
Everyone at WWE, because it's awful.
It's Kevin Owens.
Hey.
On Friday night on SmackDown, he was picked as the third round pick, I should say, 13th overall, heading to Raw. Now, obviously, it's not 13th out of every single person on the roster because only a limited amount of people were available. But out of those available, Kevin Owens was number 13, right in the middle. I believe there were about 30 of them. He was not best pleased with this, and he tweeted out shortly after the show saying the following. Last night, the WWE digital team asked me for my thoughts after I was drafted to Raw. I gave them a very honest, heartfelt answer. They decided not to post the footage because I appeared to be angry. I was angry, I still am. Round 3, looks like I still have lots to prove. Now, usual caveats here, Kevin Owens is a wrestler. Wrestlers are always working, and wrestlers continually post stuff on social media so that bellends like us will make a video about it. But, you know, still kind of fits in with his character recently as well. He's been doing the kind of anti-authority social media shooter bit since him and Shane McMahon started butting heads and sharing beds. I don't know what else they're up to. What do you reckon of this, Adam?
Well, he should have really seen it coming, considering that list that the list that WWE.com released was literally the order that the people got drafted in.
Was it?
Yeah, look back at it, it's literally in order. Aside from maybe a couple of caveats where they went, oh bollocks, people might realise that this is the list that we released on like Wednesday or whatever.
Idiots!
Yeah, but yeah, it does kind of seem a little bit weird. Why would you draft Drew McIntyre, as good as he is, ahead of a former Universal Champion?
Why would you draft the Lucha House Party at all? Weird.
And the pop for Natalia. Yes, we've got Natalia! Yes! They had a robot in the... I mean, I only watched it this morning because I decided to have a weekend off wrestling.
Yeah.
And I'm angry again.
Yeah. It's
what a load of bollocks.
It's overwhelming, isn't it? Like, I myself had a nice little weekend off wrestling, and now, all of a sudden, there's New Japan today, there's Raw tonight, then there's like AEW and NWA and all this other good stuff. It's crazy. Like, I love it, don't get me wrong, but man, I need to sleep.
But yeah, let us know your thoughts on Kevin Owens and where he was drafted in the comment section below. We'll move on to another wrestler who is very...
Lads, I'm really sorry. Can you sign that, please?
Oh, sorry, mate, yeah. What are we still doing these?
I've found some more stuff, so I'm just going to do a couple more.
Sorry, these are the mystery boxes, yeah?
Mystery boxes, cheers, thank you.
All right. Anyway, let's move on and talk about Sasha Banks. She is pissed off, but not because of the WWE Draft. Instead, about her rating on 2K. Now, Sasha Banks has a rating of 80 on the new 2K. She was rated 84 in 2K18, 81 in 2K19, so it's another drop for her, the former Raw Women's Champion. Becky Lynch is now a 90, although that would make sense considering she's the cover star. And the difference between Sasha and Becky, I love this, is the difference between Ronda and Peyton Royce last year. She is not best pleased. She tweeted about it saying, 80? That's why I said no to your stupid commercial WWE games. Carmella responded, lol, I had an 80 in 2K19 and I was jumping for joy. It's a game. Rolling eyes emoji.
Yeah. It's a video game.
I love it. I do love it when footballers get pissed off at their ratings, though. So I enjoy this a little bit.
Yeah, at least with its footballers, you know it's not work. It's probably just Sasha being her character on Twitter here. I think she's gone down something like 4 points over the past 2 editions as well, which is kind of odd considering she's just been part of a major Raw Women's title program, had that great Hell in a Cell match. But I know these things are a little bit out of date. At the time when the developers were compiling the data, she was probably, you know, on her hiatus, on her post-WrestleMania break and so forth. By the end of the day, it's just a number in a game. These games are absolutely awful anyway.
Yeah, like, I mean, I won't be playing it regardless.
Ah, man. Sasha, man, just chill.
Let it go.
Be calm. Let it go. Frozen. Let's move on. WWE Draft 2019 started on SmackDown. I think something like 20 picks were made across the 2-hour show. Almost, well, I didn't really empty the pool because there was still like 12 people left. But it looks like we've had some more picks over the weekend. WWE announced these on WWE.com. We have 3 wrestlers heading over to Raw. We have EC3. We have Sin Cara, the real shooter, the hardest man in wrestling. And we have Eric Young. Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Going over to SmackDown, we have Apollo Crews. We have Drew Gulak. We have Heath Slater. We have Tamina. And we have the B team. This means that among the people who weren't drafted were Humberto Carrillo, Akira Tozawa, Cesaro. And
Sorry?
Yeah, Cesaro went undrafted, but you know, gotta have the Lucha House Party, so you know.
So they didn't draft Cesaro, but someone went, God, gotta go get Tamina. She's a former 24/7 champion.
Well, there is nobody meaner. Also undrafted, again, quite surprising given that he's on TV all the goddamn time these days. Chad Gable.
He doesn't exist anymore. Give me his proper name.
Oh yeah, I mean he's sure.
They actually gave him a Tron that said Shorty Gable.
Shorty.
What are you thinking?
Zoom. This. How do you make sense of any of these drafts? What? Lucha House Party? I've said that like 4 times.
Yeah, and I suppose.
Let's move on. The draft absolutely sucks. Let's go. Come on.
If Titus O'Neil isn't the #1 draft pick tonight even, I'm going to be pissed off. Even more pissed off, I should say. But let's move on and talk about a rather more serious issue that surrounds the situation with Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, and their surrounding families. Now, of course, Jeff Hardy was arrested for a DWI. Recently, and basically, we all saw Matt's statement. I think we read it out on the news, in fact, supporting his brother. Well, we had a response from Beth Hardy, who's Jeff's other half,
Beth the chef,
who said, on Twitter this is, kept my mouth shut for too long. Don't take any info seriously from family when it comes to me or Jeff. Family quotes are BS. Family should have contacted us before they made a statement to Twitter. Looks like they're more worried about their online presence than Jeff. So shooting here on Matt Hardy. We had a response from Matt's other half, Rebby Hardy, a big old statement. That she took a photo of a note she'd written on her phone saying...
Rebby'd all over the place, basically.
Yes, it's just saying things like, mind your effing business, no matter how much you dislike him, Matt is still his brother, here long before your ass and his family. Not, quotes, family, period. Basically, all is not well in both Hardy households.
Yeah, what a mess this is. What an absolute shambles. Why is this playing out in public? Because as Rebby points out in like the caption there, they live like 100 yards away from each other. So knock on the door and behave like adults, maybe? Might be a good idea. But I mean, like that Rebby Hardy statement's wonderful. She's absolutely fantastic.
I love Rebby Hardy.
She does not give a single word about any of this. She's a shooter. I appreciate that. You know, Matt Hardy's original statement I thought was pretty nice. He was like, I love my brother. I just want him to get better, but he's got to do it himself. What's wrong with that? I think. What's wrong with these people, Adam?
Well, I don't want to tell anyone what to do here, and we obviously don't know the full situation, but I feel like choosing to have a go at other people and how they've reacted to it is disregarding the big issue here, which is just getting Jeff help.
Yeah, like Jeff getting healthy and everything that comes with that. Like, it's crazy. Although I will say that this is probably more entertaining than at least 75% of main roster WWE storylines at the moment, so can't really complain too much, even if it is really dumb. Like, it's not a good look for any party, really, is it? Like, especially Jeff, who's probably just sitting there going, what the hell, man? I'm just like, I'm trying to get healthy here. Like, why are all these people in my head? And,
Jeff, we hope you get well soon. Matt, I can't wait to see you return to Monday Night Raw very soon and get cooked, probably. That's normally what happens to everyone. So.
That's the way things go. So looking forward to Rebby getting cooked by Senor Benjamin. Up next, we have a potentially big change coming through tonight's episode of Raw. It was announced over the weekend that we were going to have another one of those winner gets the first draft pick matches.
That went well on Friday.
Yeah. Oh, God, don't even get me started. This one is going to be Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. Now, this one actually made a little bit more sense because Becky was drafted to Raw, Sasha was drafted to SmackDown. They are not going to change shows on this show. However,
I can't wait. Like, who have you got? Have you got Becky or you got Sasha for this one?
Neither of them.
What?
Because it's not happening. Well, this is what it looks like. It doesn't look like the match is going down. HeelByNature.com. I found out via like a Charlotte TV listing or a local TV listing that Big Chaz Flair, Charlotte Flair, is being advertised versus Becky instead. Wrestling Inc. have said that DirecTV are advertising Chaz as well. So it looks like Sasha Banks, probably due to injury, as it was reported in the Wrestling Observer newsletter this week that she'd suffered hip and back injuries that they hoped weren't serious, but no one really knows. Those may have come into play here, and instead we're getting Becky and Chaz
On our podcast recently, we've had a thing called, well, it started off as Sidgwick Bingo, then we had Hamlet Bingo, then we had Wilborn Bingo, where basically something that we do every week, so Sidgwick compares something to New Japan, you sort of cross off and it's a fun little game. I'm going to create Raw Bingo, right? First couple of things on there, someone gets cooked, because that seems to happen every single bloody week, and a blatant bait and switch of what was advertised for the matches. Why can't you? It takes a week, you've got thousands of writers and producers and everyone behind it, and you go, yeah, this match is definitely happening, don't worry, this is happening. And the show starts and you go, oh, actually, bollocks, let's just get someone else in. Why do this to us?
If they knew Sasha Banks was injured, let's move on.
Let's move on and talk about the latest wrestler.
Sorry, don't mind me.
The latest wrestler that Vince McMahon. What are you sticking in that one?
I just need to know that. Are you guys still doing this?
Yeah.
Can you hurry up? Because I've got stuff that leads signed to.
We still need more. Have you thought you could finish them?
I found that bag of hoodies.
Ah.
So you got this add-on? Right, what
Yeah,
we're
go
doing
on.
now, we're out of t-shirts.
Lean into me.
We're out of t-shirts, so I'm putting hoodies in there now. Like, obviously hoodies are way more valuable, but it's just, the box is the same price. I just think the postage might be like fractionally more, but we're gonna stick like 3 mags in now, a trivia game, the hoodie, and like a random item from around the office, but there's like a few of them, so can you hurry up?
We better hurry up then.
Shop.WhatCulture.
20 quid.
It's well worth it.
20
but yes, the latest wrestler that Vince McMahon is hot on, surprise, surprise, is Lacey Evans. This is according to a source who spoke to WrestlingNews.co. The quote says, she is the unsung hero of the women's division. Really? Really? Fit Finley, of course, deserves so much credit for what he's done to help the girls, but what people don't know is Natty has done so much to help so many people. She never asks for anything in return. She will have a job for life as a trainer whenever she decides to retire. But yeah, McMahon basically views Evans as the next big WWE superstar in the women's division. Now, we should caveat this because she has improved. That's unquestionable.
Yeah, she's all right.
I thought she was slightly exposed. Was it later? It was last week on Raw with that last woman standing match.
That was a thing, yes.
She is improving, but the fact that he's so hot on her when you've got so much talent in that women's division, I mean, shouldn't surprise you.
It's a weird little one. She does carry herself like a star, and by all accounts, the Marine Corps thing is something that lends itself very well to media appearances and so forth. And like, apparently Vince is very high on how she conducts herself backstage, and I'm sure Lacey Evans is the greatest person in the world. I mean, you know, nothing to disprove that whatsoever. But as a performer, still perhaps a way to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love Marine Corps. 5, 6, and 7. Let's get on to your Twitter questions. At WhatCulture WWE. Rhymes died.
Yeah, if you want to get in touch with us. Daniel Holland starts us off. He says, if you follow the timeline, Maria introduced Rusev back as her baby's dad. Now Lashley is with Lana. Is this going to be a weird triple threat match? Or is another poor soul going to be dragged into it as well?
I don't think the Scrooge McCuggin is anywhere near done. Mike Kanellis is still floating around somewhere. Ricochet probably as well, because he was involved in that whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, like, it's become a bit of a meme, the constant cuckery going on this show, but hey, I mean, if the ball keeps rolling, why not? Why don't we have, like, I don't know, Drake Maverick cucking Braun or something?
Has he consummated yet?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't think he has. I don't think he has.
Oh no, this isn't going to go well.
Let's move on swiftly before everyone realises that, considering we're talking about cooks, I look exactly like Little Cook. Big Fish gives us our second question of the day, saying, with the rumours of Edge returning to an in-ring competition, do we see a surprise return at the Raw/SmackDown before Crown Jewel, where Edge announces himself as the final member of Team Hogan in order to boost views of an otherwise tainted show?
I like that. Schmackdown.
Schmackdown.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely a possibility as well, because that match, 5-on-5, would help Edge, stay safe. He wouldn't have to do much. Come in, do a spear, bugger off. That's pretty much it. He wouldn't even have to take a bump. So that's a good shout. If he's going to return, it's probably going to be for something like that. A big singles match seems a bit far-fetched. If he is going to get cleared, why even risk the neck? Why even risk doing like a 15-minute against some young buck? I think that makes all the sense in the world. The last man on Team Flair is probably going to be Triple H, isn't it? So we got that reveal, which is going to stink. We might as well have a fun one for Team Hogan. Yeah, and, they're trying everything to be like, hey, look at me. It'd be like, look, everyone, Edge is back. Forget he's on, Team Hogan and
Logan. And also we're going to Saudi Arabia for... But look, Edge is back, everyone. Look, on this day, I see clearly. Quiet Wyatt gives us our final question of the day. He says, what would you think about Raw drafting Brock and SmackDown drafting Seth, having the titles change shows? It could be an excuse to change up the look of the Universal Championship. Yeah, where do you see those titles ending up?
I think they're going to stay exactly where they are. I think that Brock's the guy for Fox. He's the real sport guy. He's the most credible guy on the roster. He's the biggest attraction. He's the biggest star. All of those things suggest to me that he's just going to land on SmackDown because it's the A show now. You know, it'd be really cool is if they somehow ended up on the same goddamn show and had to do something weird with the titles. But nah, I think they're going to stay exactly where they are. Although a change up wouldn't necessarily be for the worst if different personnel held the belts.
Exactly. And Bray Wyatt's now on SmackDown, isn't he?
He is.
So that's going to be very interesting to see what they do next because he's seemingly still feuding with Seth Rollins. Let us know your thoughts and predictions in the comment section below. And we'll move on to, and finally, from Jose Gonzalez. Thank you for spotting this when you're out shopping, Jose. You know, like they like to have random WWE wrestlers on certain products?
For sure.
Let me introduce the new face of honeycomb cereal. Who do you think of when you think of honeycomb cereal? That's right, The Big Show!
Wow, okay. Because he's been on TV a lot lately. Oh my god.
Big Real Honey Flavour. I assume that it's the cereal, not Big Show.
Yeah.
But you get a free 3-month trial of the WWE Network when you buy 3 boxes of Golden Crisp, which I'm told here, sale price, $1.99.
$1.99?
Absolute bargain.
Good.
Let us know in the comments which wrestlers you'd like to see paired with which cereal.
Ooh, that's a really good one.
I'll start you off. Sheamus with Lucky Charms.
I was going to say that as well.
All right, let us know your thoughts on that and all of today's news stories in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on either iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from for daily wrestling podcasts. Plus, send us Twitter questions on Twitter at WhatCultureWWE. Well, actually, there, follow both of us. You can follow him at
Andy H. Murray. The H stands for hello.
You can follow me at Adam Wilborn. Follow us all at WhatCultureWWE. My thanks, Andy Murray. Thank you for watching. We're off to sign some more magazines, which you can get in the mystery box shop.whatculture.com. See you soon.